Hey y'all, it's Megan. Thanks for stopping on over to another video. Today we're going to be going over the last bits of the Ultimatum Queer Love. This is part 3 of my recap reaction series, and it's basically going to be going over episodes 8, 9, and 10. 8 and 9 are basically the day before the ultimatum, the day of the ultimatum, and then episode 10 is the reunion, which for some reason was filmed before the season was released, which doesn't make any sense to me. But that's fine, we're still gonna go over it. And there were some like interviews from a bunch of the cast members after everything was released. I'm not gonna be going over those. I'm gonna basically pretend like they don't exist because I only want to strictly go over what's been shown on our TV, and I guess some of my opinions on things that weren't exactly shown on the TV. But we're just gonna strictly focus on the timeline of the Ultimatum Queer Love. Got it? Got it? Good. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so without further ado, let's get down to it. Okay, so every time I say something, we're gonna like briefly go over something, it's not brief. It's never brief. I don't know how to be brief. But again, I'm gonna say we're gonna briefly go over the bits that happened right before like decision day, because I want to get into decision day and I want to get into that friggin' reunion. So I'm just gonna kind of break down some couples, some things that happened. I'm obviously not gonna go over everything. I hope I don't go over everything. So we're gonna start with Bridget and Kyle. I need to move this camera. So we have Bridget and Kyle. Basically, they just went and met up with Kyle's family, who says that they're not ready to get married yet because their finances aren't in order because they're both struggling artists. And so that's that. Bridget still doesn't understand like what the difference is in the title of marriage, and Bridget is also scared because how do they know that they're going to be the same people in 10 years? Like, if I want to marry you now, if we all change in 10 years, will I still want to marry you in 10 years? Basically what happens there. Pilar and Haley also meet up with Haley's family. The look on my face whenever Haley told them that yes, she was in love with Megan, but she's all about Pilar. And Pilar is also scared, and she said something really freaking heartbreaking. She's basically breaking down because she's devastated at the fact that the people that brought her into this world are ashamed of her, and that broke my soul because you deserve everything in life, Pilar. You are a sweetheart and we love you and we want what's best for you. They seem to be talking a lot. Pilar is essentially happy, not happy that Haley got to experience someone other than herself because they've been each other's only queer relationship. So Pilar was kind of scared that Haley was just picking Pilar because that's all she knew. We now know that's not the case. Right? And Pilar is also essentially saying that she finds it difficult not to pull a Meredith Grey with a pick me, love me, choose me, because she thinks that'll just push Haley away. I love that for her. She didn't say the Meredith Grey thing, but I felt the Meredith Grey thing, you know? You know. AJ and Brittany, they're basically doing good. So AJ is scared that Brittany will put Brittany's business before she puts their relationship. AJ also says that she's scared that one day Brittany will wake up and realize that she's not good enough for Brittany. And AJ says, I just want to be more for you. And Brittany says, then be more. Love that for her. But they're doing good. I love them. They're working out. They're working everything out after that whole housewife comment that made us all gagged last week. Then we have Marita and Ashley, who they're trying, I guess. They're going on dates, and then they say that every good date that they have, it just ends up in them fighting. Shocker. But I guess we go back to Ashley's family, like they meet up with Ashley's family. And at first they're saying like they thought they had big problems, but the problems with the other couples made them realize that they don't have big problems. Let me be very clear, girlies. just because y'all didn't fuck other people during this experiment, you still have plenty of big problems. Please do not get married. Please. Just break up. Essentially, Ashley's family says that they should break up and that they shouldn't accept anything less than what they want. I agree. Love that for you. You don't want each other. Please break up. Okay, have I said that enough? I think I've said that enough. Then moment of silence for all of the Megan and Haley shippers. Moment of frickin' silence. Okay, we had that moment. So they're all cuddly, they're all lovey-dovey, they're all back in it. It's crazy. At one point, Dana kind of seems like she's coaching Megan on what to say to Haley when they meet up. Megan is saying that she wants Haley to be in her life at some point, you know, just as friends. And Dana says that's inappropriate. And Miss Perfect Little Dana over here says that she can't believe that Megan was so invested in someone and had sexual relations with them. Hello? Dana? Miss matching tattoos with her trial partner? Miss 20 seconds of moaning in episode 5, I think? Might have been 6. Oh, is it inappropriate? Is it inappropriate that she wants to be friends with Haley, who had like a strong part in her journey? Maybe, but it's not any more inappropriate than you doing everything you did with Mel. Excuse me? But I digress. Essentially, Dana says, hey Megan, if you want to be friends with Haley, you can't be with me. And to me, to this Megan, that's fine, Dana. Leave us alone. I will say, I said I wouldn't bring anything up past the reunion, and I don't think that this was said in the reunion, but I do want to say that they're from Michigan, and they are, I guess, planning to move to Texas. Can I say no? As someone from Texas who lived in Michigan for 8 years and then just moved back down to Texas a couple of years ago, please don't. Stay up there. I don't want this energy. Thank you. Also, like, you have to move to like Austin or Dallas because everywhere else is just a shit show. It's a shit show. Oh my God, when I brought my girlfriend at the time down to Texas, like 3 or 4 years ago, we got so many nasty comments. So just don't do it for your sake and for mine. Thank you. Oh, and I almost forgot. Okay, so I guess at one point, like early on in their trial marriages, Haley saw Megan and Dana at the gym. And no, at a concert? At a concert. Haley saw them at a concert and texted Megan, who essentially didn't respond. And then afterwards, Megan was like, hey, we shouldn't be talking. I'm focusing only on Dana. Okay? So that happens. Which was wild because, like, episode, 3? I don't know. Whenever they're all up in their trial partners and Megan sees Dana and Mel at the pool and Dana just ignores her, she has a breakdown basically. So I think it's a little funny you're doing that exact same thing to Haley. But it's fine. And then Megan's complaining because I guess she saw Haley at the gym and Haley didn't say anything. And Dana basically says that Megan knows that Haley manipulated her. I wonder who made her think that. And then we have Mel and Marie. Shit show. Also shocking. But essentially, Mel's going over saying that she never had a positive role model for relationships, and that scares her. And she's also saying that everything that makes Marie feel safe, like love, trusting someone, checking in with your partner, makes Mel feel unsafe. I don't get it. quite honestly. I think that's such an odd thing to say. And Mel's basically being like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna propose to you. I keep flip-flopping. And Marie's like, okay, that's fine. We'll make it through. I hope you don't. She also says that Marie is safe and stable, and Mel doesn't know if she wants safe and stable. And I guess at one point, Dana told Mel that they couldn't talk anymore. They need to cut all contact. And Mel says that she believes that Megan made her say that. So it's just a weird, awkward situation. And then we get to the cocktail party where all the couples all come together for the first time as like couples together, right? Right. So Dana and Mel, they get to talking, and Mel does not appreciate the switch up from matching tattoos and lovey-dovey to we're cutting contact and don't talk to me anymore. Because it was a wild switch up, I'm not gonna lie. Why did you get matching tattoos? I will never get over that. And I do find it a little odd. And this could also just be my perception of it. But when Dana is talking to Megan about, you know, the ultimatum, Dana is making it seem like, Megan, it is all you, it's only gonna be you. But when she's talking to Mel, there's like a hint of, hey, maybe there's a chance. Maybe it'll be us. And I don't like that. I don't even like Mel, and it still made me feel bad for Mel. You know? That sucks. And then Megan goes to pull Haley for a chat, because we're on Love Island, I guess. And Megan says, hey, do you want to talk? And Haley says, not really, but we can. Love that for you, girly. Good for you. Essentially, Haley feels like she doesn't know Megan at all. Megan says that she never said she was in love with Haley. Wild, because she said she loved her to Haley, and then whenever Megan was talking to Dana initially, Megan said she was in love with Haley. I don't think we saw Megan say to Haley, I'm in love with you, even though she did multiple times say, I love you. Haley says that she did say in love, but I know for a fact, Megan said the phrase in love to Dana. Whenever they were first discussing all that. Sorry, Dana. Let me just... Boop. Wild. Bullshit is what that is. Bullshit. But it's also wild. And then we basically just get some more little dramas. And Marita is crying to Ashley like, why can't you do this for me? Why can't you do more for me? Because that's not who she is, girly. Not everyone is so gung-ho, extra romance all the time. Some of us are. And that's great. That's beautiful. I love that. But some people are more low-key. And it's not fair for either of you to expect the other to either be uncomfortable with the actions that they're taking or to do something that that doesn't feel right for them. You know? I don't know. I feel like it would be weird for Ashley to be like, stop expecting romance when she knows that Marita's a really romancy person. And it's really weird for Marita to be like, hey, Ashley, I know you're more reserved and you like doing the little things, but you really need to go out of your comfort zone and give me everything that I want, even though I'm not taking your feelings about the matter into consideration. I don't know. I don't like it. I like both of them, and we haven't gotten to the reunion yet. I like both of them at this moment. I just want them to break up and find people who more match their freak, you know? Okay. Now, it's basically Ultimatum Day, and I'm going to give you my predictions on everyone. I have already seen it, but I'm going to give you the predictions that I wrote down here. Yes. Yes. Please, yes. God, no, please don't. Please, no, don't do it. Stop it. Please, break up. Also, God, please, break up. Break up. Those were basically my predictions. Thank you. Okay, it is Ultimatum Day, but I did forget that 2 of the trial partner couples come up to talk before the ultimatum decision. And I could be totally remembering this wrong. I thought that the trial marriage couples didn't talk until after the decision of like the OG couples. That's what I thought happened last season. I don't care enough to go rewatch it to go figure out if I'm correct. So we'll just say 2 trial marriage couples go and meet up before filming. Or before the decision. And those, can you guess which 2 couples it is? Can you guess? Will it totally shock you if I say that it's Megan and Haley and Dana and Mel? No? That's crazy. Okay, but essentially Megan says that her and Haley are too similar to work. Okay. She also says that if Haley wants to be in Megan's life at all, she owes Dana an apology. For what? Megan says it's for not giving her the space while she was with Dana in the OG trial marriage, or in the OG couple's trial marriage. Whatever. And it is taken aback. But she basically just says, oh, don't worry. I don't want you in my life anyway. Mic drop. Good for you. Then we go to Mel and Dana. Essentially, like, Mel is telling Dana she makes her feel safe and cared for, and that's basically something that she never felt with Marie while you've been together for so long. But I digress. And then Dana says that she doesn't have the capacity in her heart to love Mel when she's in love with Megan, and basically says that it won't work. And at that moment, Mel goes from all smirky smirk Mel to she just shuts down. You can tell Mel wants to leave with Dana. She really does. But Mel then says she bought Marie a ring, and Dana's like, are you doing that for yourself, or are you doing that for Marie? And honestly, Dana, F you for the majority of the show, but you were speaking some truth. Because I agree, Dana. Don't marry Marie if you're not sure. Don't propose to Marie if you're not sure. You'll just end up breaking her heart when you inevitably am like, okay, actually this isn't working for me, or worse, when you like cheat on her or do something stupid, you're just gonna break her heart. So just do it. Do it now. Do it now. Don't make her think that it's gonna come in the form of a ring and that y'all are gonna stay together happily ever after forever. Cause you know you're not. But it's fine. Now it's time for actual decision day. I'm gonna start down here. So basically they're both, everyone's looking dapper for the ultimatum day. But they see, Marita and Ashley see a black cat, and they're like, oh, is that a bad sign? And Ashley says yes. No, it's not. Stop stigmatizing black cats. Stop it. Just stop it. Cause why? They're not bad luck. That's stupid. That's stupid. I love black cats. Stop it. They deserve better. But can you guess what the decision is? Crazy. So so Ashley says, nah, we're not ready for it. And Marita's like, I was gonna say yes, which is crazy. Cause why? Like, one, I feel like that's a little manipulative. It's not manipulative in of itself. I do feel like it was a slightly manipulative thing to say in that conversation. And also, why would you have said yes? Y'all aren't good. Like, y'all haven't been good in a long time. And then especially during this show, y'all have been off. In the trial marriage, y'all be fighting every day. Nothing's changing in terms of the romance that you so desperately desire. Why would you have said yes? But it's fine. They say no, they split ways. Love it. Then we get AJ and Brittany. Oh my god, their whole, it was just all really cute. It was just a really cute ultimatum day.
Oh, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you to the universe and back. Do you know why? I know why. One, the moon is too close.
And then once they got engaged, they did a cute little happy dance, and I love them so much. I wish them nothing but the best. Haley and Pilar also say yes. And Pilar is beaming. I love them. I know there was a time where I was all about Haley and Megan, but that's dead now. And also, I don't know if you remember, but I also said I really liked them and I was torn and I would see how I felt whenever the decision day came. And I feel great. I love this. Good for them. They've been together forever and I hope they stay together forever. Then we have Kyle and Bridget. It was real iffy there for a second. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. But ultimately Kyle proposed and Bridget said yes. It was really cute. They're just really cute together. Like, obsessed. And I love all the pictures that I see that Kyle's been posted on Instagram. Kyle is hilarious. Kyle, I want to be best friends with Kyle. But anyway, they say yes, it's a great time. I'm gonna save them for last. And then we have Megan and Dana. I hated everything about this. I'm sure sweet words were said. I didn't have too many notes. I think I was just angry. But essentially, Megan proposed, Dana said yes, and then Dana proposed and Megan said yes. Whoa, how cute. Anyway, then we get to Mel and Marie. Gross. So I didn't like the vibes of this whole thing. Mel, you could tell, I don't think she was there fully mentally. So Mel basically says that, hey, I know you didn't ever want anything fancy, and then gets down on one knee and proposes with a frickin' ring pop. Which I think would have been cute. But I totally think that ring pop was for Dana. I know, I heard on another video someone else said that, and I agree. I agree. I think that ring pop was for Dana as a little hee hee ha ha. But she gave it to Marie. And then she did it up later. She gave her the real ring too. But Mel also says, in the most lovely, romantic, amazing way possible, she said, you better answer me soon, because I'm going to throw myself in that lake very soon. Gross. But then Marie said yes. I don't know why, because she's blinded by love and she hasn't seen the same episodes that I've seen yet, because we haven't gotten to the reunion. But Marie says yes, happily ever after. Ha ha ha. No, not really, because it's time for the reunion.
Cheers! I love you. We're engaged! Can you believe it?
No, I can't.
I can. Cheers. Cheers to the hottest fiance ever. My wife for life, baby. Let's go. Can you take out a lip, bro? You don't kiss me all day. I know. Oh, yes, I did. Do it again. Okay. We're gonna throw a banger. We're all invited to the wedding. We're journeying together forever. Forever, baby. Forever. Forever.
Can you believe it? Can you believe that only one couple said no when lots of couples, not that, quite a few couples probably should have said no. But anyway, whatever. It's reunion time. So in the reunion, all the couples walk out. They're all looking super hot, especially Marita. That dress. Okay, really, especially AJ. I really liked AJ and Brittany's matching outfits. I think there was some controversy about that. Well, not really like controversy, but some people didn't enjoy it. I loved it. I thought it was super cute. And I thought Marita's dress was banging. I'm not gonna lie, it was banging. So everyone comes out with their couple except for, well, obviously Ashley and Marita, they didn't get engaged. And then now Mel and Marie also walk up separately. And Marie looks pissed. She both looks checked out and super fucking pissed. She is so mad. And at first, I was like, hey, girlie, it's been a year. I get it. I'm still mad at things that happened to me multiple years ago whenever I think about them too hard. But then I Googled it because I was like, how how is this released before any of the episodes are out, before we've gotten the public's reaction, before like everyone's seen everything? And then I was looking on Reddit, and 1 or 2 Reddit posts, so I could totally be wrong, but it makes sense. 1 or 2 Reddit posts said that they give them, like, they show the episodes to the cast like 2 days before the reunion. They gotta binge it all, and then they come to the reunion. So this is super fresh for Marie, seeing all the shit that went down between Mel and Dana, and how Mel was a liar, or pants on fire. I guess this was filmed a year after filming, so I think from what I read, this was in like February or March the reunion was filmed, so we're even like 6 months past that now. Yeah, I think that's right. I could be wrong. So they all watched the show together, and still somehow Megan and Dana are together. I guess Dana had told Megan everything that happened, or at least that's what she says, before, like, while they were still in, I think it was Miami, but while they were still in their trial marriage partners, while they were still in their, like, trial marriages with their OG partner, apparently Dana told Megan everything that happens. At the reunion, we get like this whole segment about how everyone defines sex. And that leads to the segue of, hey, Mel and Dana, did y'all have sex? And Mel looks like she's about to say, yeah, we did. And Dana essentially says, it's nobody's business. Okay. But no, we didn't technically have sex. For what we consider, we didn't technically have sex. Which got me thinking, like, little perv. I was like, okay, what exactly could y'all have done for the moans that we heard for so long to have happened if it wasn't, like, I won't make any gross hand gestures, if it wasn't sex in some way, shape, or form? I have some theories. I'm not going to say them because while I'm not monetized, I don't want to get my channel banned. So we're gonna leave that up to our imaginations. But essentially Dana says, nope, we didn't have sex. And Mel says, I guess I didn't technically lie to Marie because we didn't technically have sex. But we definitely teetered that line, and I should have been more honest about it. You think? You think? But you can just tell this whole reunion, Marie does not want to be here. She's done though. And you can also tell that she's taken out her anger towards Mel on just about everyone else, especially AJ and Brittany. Basically, she's real torn up about the fact that Brittany had a best friend in Marita in their trial marriage, and AJ got to see Brittany while they were in a trial marriage, and it's just really not fair. You know, I get that feeling. I don't think it's totally fair, but I also understand why it happened, and I don't think you can blame Brittany and Marita when they didn't choose each other. And what, did you just want them to be like angry or shitty to each other? Like, yeah, they were friends, they had a trial marriage. There's nothing wrong with that, Marie. But Marie is just angry at Mel, and Marie's taking that out on people. And you know what? I kind of get it. I get it. It's not acceptable, but I understand the frustration if I just watched my partner cheat on me and lie to me about it on TV. I too would be pissy. I'm not gonna lie. But they basically like, hey, don't be mad at us. Well, you should be mad at me. And Marie, who's very clearly mad, says, I'm not mad. Who's mad? You are. You are mad. No, sorry. You are mad. And that's okay. I get it. I don't think these pictures realize we just have one more video. They just have to hang on for one more video, and they're giving me trouble. But that's fine. And then we get to Brussels sprout gate, which I still don't totally understand, but it's definitely, again, just Marie projecting her anger, and she's kind of picking at everything that made her mad, and she's blown up a little bit. But Marie says to Dana, like, hey, you know those Brussels sprouts that Mel made for you? Did you like them? And Dana's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but sure, yeah, they were good. And Mel's like, and Marie's like, well, I taught her how to make those. Okay? You'll have a food truck together. Like, I think both of you probably know how to make Brussels sprouts. But that's fine. Whatever. So, Brussels sprout gate is what that's been deemed, which is really silly. It was a small part of the reunion, but it was a very, like, my mouth was agape the entire time because I was just so confused about the whole Brussels sprout situation. Mel says, nah, no, Marie, you didn't teach me how to do that. But essentially it's like, let's stop talking about Brussels sprouts, which I agree, you guys. We briefly go over everyone's reaction to the Spotify playlist. Just about everyone's like, that's not proof. But then Brittany says, okay, it is kind of proof, because no one's just going around cleaning their house listening to boom boom music. And that made me laugh. That I snorted a little bit, and I enjoyed that. Brittany is really funny. I also want to be best friends with her. I want to be best friends with a lot of people on this cast. I'm not gonna lie. But essentially, Marie, like Dana basically says that Haley shouldn't have ever done that to Marie because it wasn't proof. And Marie's like, nah, I appreciated it. Because she says, regardless of the receipts, something sexual did happen. And Dana just goes, fair. Yeah, it's because it did, doesn't it? So the last piece of big drama at the reunion has to do, surprisingly, with Marita and Ashley. So apparently, after filming, they kind of, like, Ashley essentially said, all that was just for show, and then they went on, like, all that was just for the TV show, and then they went on vacation together to the Keys, and Marita's still mad at Ashley for not proposing, like, you know, right before the Keys, and apparently Ashley had asked Marita's dad for her hand in marriage, like, the night before the ultimatum, and then didn't propose, and Marita's like, what the fuck? And I get that. I too would be looking sideways at that. So then the accounts of the events are kind of different depending on which one of these two you ask. To Marita, they were back together again and they were living together for a bit after filming. And then I guess Marita's grandfather was dying and she went out to, you know, see her dying grandfather. And while Marita was going to see her dying grandfather, I guess Ashley was cheating on her. And Marie, first off, Marie then jumps in and was like, yeah, but were y'all dating though? Is it cheating? Like, were y'all actually dating? Which makes me think that there's some sort of friendship or something that happened after filming. I don't know. But Marita was like, yeah, we were dating. And Ashley's like, no, we weren't dating. And then Ashley goes and was like, you cheated on me 5 times. Yikes. Cheating is never acceptable. Why are y'all on this show if there's so much cheating? Just please break up. Why are you together if you want to cheat? Why do people cheat? Stop it. Stop that right now. Stop it. Just part ways. If you're even thinking about cheating, just say, hey baby, I don't want to be together anymore. Or maybe don't throw in the baby. That'll probably be a little confusing with the breakup text. Be like, hey partner. Howdy partner, I don't want to be together anymore. And then go sleep with someone. And why is that so hard? It shouldn't be that hard. But then Marita's like, yeah, but my grandfather was dying. That's fucked up. And Ashley's like, well, my grandma's dying right now. And Marita basically says, I don't fucking care about your grandma. And everyone's like, oh yeah, Marita, you don't mean that. Marita, you don't mean that. Let's just stop here. Let's stop. At one point, Marita's like, I actually fucking hate you, to Ashley, which was crazy. Everyone else was also like, stop. Just stop talking. So Ashley gets up crying, leaves the main room. Mel follows her and is like hugging her and comforting her. I guess they're friends now, which is wild because I did think that Marie and Ashley maybe had a little something, but then now I think that they're just good friends. I don't know anyone's life after filming. And then AJ tells Brittany to go check on Marita because Marita, because they're all good friends now, them 3. And so Brittany hugs Marita and is comforting her while Mel's comforting Ashley. And so it comes back and and Marita tries to kind of keep going with the situation, and surprising, like probably most surprising of the night, Marie actually calms that situations down and gets everyone to just chill out and move on. Love that for you, Marie. And then at some point, like the host asks if they think there's any chance for them to like be friends again or come back together, and they say, I don't know, but if it does, it'll take time. No, the answer is no. Please, y'all are not good for each other. Y'all have both done and said horrible things to each other. Please stop. And also, let's not talk let's not talk bad about dead people or dying people. Can we not? That'd be so cool if we just didn't do that. Right? Right. Okay, and those are the big dramas. For little tiny comments, Pilar has learned not to tie her self-worth with her parents' acceptance. Love that for you, girly. They're both glowing. AJ got Brittany a gigantic ring. Love that for them. Brittany's learning how to kind of balance, you know, putting AJ first and having her business. We're done with that. Megan's family is kind of coming around to the gayness of it all. I may not love them, but love that for her. And I do, and love that for them, I guess. And Megan did apologize for Haley for making it seem like there was no love there, because even though she wasn't in love with her, she still has love for her. So that was kind of nice. Good, I'm glad we apologized. And Dana says she has a lot of work to do, and she didn't realize how much work she had to do until she watched this show. We love self-awareness. Yeah, no, they're not good. That's never gonna happen again. And then Bridget and Kyle doing super good. We kind of laugh at the reunion. We laugh at the Kyle and Pilar kiss situation. Kyle says she wishes that she would have been better at communicating her feelings and her boundaries, or just communicating in general. And she wishes that she would have said, hey, listen, there's chemistry, there's attraction there. But we came here to be better for our partners, and kind of left it at that. But she didn't do that, and she regrets it. But overall, it seems like they're fine. She wishes that wouldn't have tainted their trial marriage, but you live and you learn. And then at the end, Cheyenne from Reba gets some love for, I guess, bridging the gap between the LGBT community and the straight people. Okay. But that happens, and then Joanna says, hey, shots on me after it. I love it. Which is funny because afterwards, everyone, except for Marie, who decided not to come, everyone after the reunion did all hang out together, and they were partying, and the pictures were really cute. Maybe I'll post them here. And that was essentially it for the reunion. I know I missed things. I've missed things throughout everything. But this video is already long as shit. So I think we went over the good stuff, the big stuff. And I do appreciate y'all for sticking it out through the video and throughout this whole 3-part series. It was a really fun time, and I'm glad I got to use my corkboard again, and another selfless promo. If you haven't seen my Battle Camp recap reaction video, I also use this lovely corkboard. It's a Netflix competition reality show, and I had a really fun time making it. I thought that video was long. I was like, I don't know how I made this hour-long video on this whole series, and then here I have 3 like 45-minute videos for this one series. But it's fine. I digress. It was a really fun video to make, and I think it's really fun to watch, so stick around for that. And thank you again for sticking it out. I will see you guys next week, and have a great day. Bye.